Welcome to Chapter 3, Recording the Crime Scene. This video will cover the essential methods for documenting a crime scene, including note-taking, photography, and sketching. Crime scene notes are crucial and should begin the moment an investigator is contacted. Notes must include the identity of the person contacting the investigator, the time of contact and arrival, preliminary case information, and a list of personnel present. Notes contain a personnel log and all observations made by the investigator, including the time they were made. They should be taken concurrently with the observations in a uniform layout and written in a bound notebook using blue or black ink. Investigators may use audio tapes to record crime scene notes, which keeps their hands free for processing the scene. However, tape-recorded notes must eventually be transcribed into a written document. Crime scene photographs serve several purposes. They show the layout of the scene, the position of collected and uncollected evidence, the point of view of key individuals, and the original condition of items of evidence. Figure 3 to 4 illustrates the importance of detailed photography, moving from broad views of the crime scene to close-up shots of specific evidence, ensuring all aspects are documented. Film photography relies on silver halide grains that expose when light hits them. Film speed measures the film's light-gathering capacity. Special films include Polaroid and infrared film. Digital photography captures light on tiny picture elements called pixels. The light is recorded as an electric charge and stored on a memory card. The number of pixels, often measured in megapixels, directly affects the resolution and detail of the photograph. Single-lens reflex, or SLR, and digital SLR cameras are the most commonly used. These cameras allow for various accessories like lenses, flashes, and filters, and provide manual adjustment of settings for image quality. DSLR cameras offer different modes. Auto mode selects the appropriate f-stop and shutter speed. Sports mode uses a faster shutter speed. Night mode uses a slower shutter speed. Landscape mode selects higher f-stops for greater depth of field, and portrait mode selects lower f-stops for decreased depth of field. Camera lenses focus light onto the film or microchip. The focal length determines the area shown in the photograph. A normal lens has a focal length of 50 to 55 millimeters and is often used at crime scenes as it captures a good amount of area. Filters are used to control the light entering the camera. Barrier filters block a specific wavelength, making that color appear lighter. Bypass filters allow only a small range of wavelengths to pass through, blocking others. Different lenses serve specific purposes. Telephoto lenses, 100 millimeters or greater, magnify images. Wide-angle lenses, 35 millimeters, capture more area. Macro lenses, less than 50 millimeters, are for highly detailed close-ups. Multi-purpose lenses cover a wide range of focal lengths, from 28 to 80 millimeters. Aperture is the diameter of the diaphragm opening, controlled by the f-number setting. A lower f-number means a wider aperture, allowing more light in. Shutter speed is the duration of light exposure, measured as a fraction of a second. Depth of field is the amount of area in the foreground and background that is in focus. A smaller aperture opening corresponding to a higher f-number setting results in a greater depth of field. Illumination is critical in photography. Hot light sources have a bluer hue, while cold light sources have a red-orange hue. Light meters measure the amount of light in a shot. A flash unit can provide direct reflective lighting or oblique lighting. Oblique lighting is achieved by positioning the flash at an angle less than 90 degrees to the surface, which helps show fine detail on surfaces. Using a tripod eliminates blurred photos caused by unsteady hands. For crime scene photography, tripods are useful if they have independently adjustable legs for uneven terrain and a level to ensure 90-degree images of evidence. A detailed log of each photograph taken at the crime scene is kept by the photographer. The log includes the case number, scene type, date, location, camera details, film type, and the photographer's name and title. For each photograph, the log records the date and time, the location, the f-stop and shutter speed settings, the lighting used and its angle, and a brief description of the subject of the picture. The basic guidelines for crime scene photography include photographing the scene in an unaltered condition, filling the frame with the subject, and avoiding shadows in the photograph. Further guidelines involve maximizing the depth of field, photographing the scene in a logical sequence, and maintaining a detailed log of all photographic activities. In crime scene photography, the first photographs taken are an overview of the entire scene, followed by mid-range photos showing key evidence locations. Close-up photos, both with and without a ruler, are taken last to show detail. The four main types of crime scene photographs are overview, mid-range, close-up, and close-up with a ruler. This progression ensures thorough documentation of the scene and individual pieces of evidence. Overview photographs capture the entire scene and surrounding area. Mid-range photographs show the spatial relationship between evidence and fixed objects. Close-up photographs detail individual items of evidence. Specific documentation challenges exist for certain types of crime scenes. For example, fire scenes are difficult to photograph due to the dark and dirty conditions. In night photography, a camera must be mounted on a tripod with the aperture set at the highest f-stop and the shutter set at its slowest speed. External flash units or artificial lighting are often necessary. Flash photography for dark scenes should avoid producing sharp shadows or hotspots. The flash must be positioned to avoid reflective surfaces. Use fill-in flash to brighten specific areas. Sexual assault scenes require photographing the victim and various body regions. The photos must be clear, well lit, and focus on injuries. Photos are taken both with and without an identification card and ruler. Luminol-treated blood spatter requires special lighting conditions. Ultraviolet, infrared, and X-ray photography are specialized techniques used to reveal details not visible under normal light. Crime scene sketches provide a permanent record of the scene and evidence. They show the spatial relationships between evidence, aid in reconstruction, and are useful for testifying in court. There are two main types of sketches: rough sketches and finished sketches. A rough sketch is made at the scene, using a clear outline of the area and labeling all objects and evidence with dimensions. The rough sketch must include all necessary items, such as the location of walls, doors, windows, and furniture. A legend must explain all symbols, and a compass must indicate north. The finished sketch is a precise, visually appealing drawing created from the rough sketch, often using computer-aided drafting programs. It is drawn to scale and presented in court.